Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So, with that being said, hit that like button if you want to, pump XRP to the moon as well. But in all honesty, just hitting that like button definitely does help the channel grow immensely. And of course, I always do greatly appreciate that. And I do hope everybody's having a great day or a great night wherever you guys are. Today we're going to be addressing a lot of things happening around crypto, specifically the crypto boom. The crypto boom really started around 2020, and we have been really kind of seeing a ton of capital flowing into this market, and I do foresee this continuing to happen. I just made a recent video, it was about, I think it was yesterday, where I was talking about crypto hitting a $100 trillion market cap. Now, when we talk about that, it's going to take time, but it's the question on how long until we do see that happening. And when we talk about that, XRP having 2% of that market, that's a pretty significant chunk of the pie. So, I'm really looking forward to seeing the future of this market really kind of unfold. I think that as crypto matures, I think that we are going to be seeing a lot more capital flowing in, specifically around regulations and things like that. And of course, the 2% market dominance that XRP has, or the 1.73% market dominance that it currently has, will most likely shift into 3, 4, 5, even 10% of the market share value. So the price of XRP could be significantly higher depending on the percentage that it does hold over this market. So with that in mind, let's move on and let's talk about the crypto boom. So in fact, when we look back to 2020 to now, there has been a significant amount of bear markets from the perspective of individuals. Like, I see every time that we have a slight pullback, individuals are constantly saying, "Oh, we're in a bear market. We're in a bear market." But the funny thing is that we are seeing a massive spike in crypto venture funds flowing into this market. We do see here the crypto bear market, $9.2 billion invested through 461 equity deals in Q1 of 2022 alone. And we do see the crypto venture boom. Global equity funding for crypto and blockchain startups is rising. And I foresee this continuing this. I actually see this actually increasing drastically. I mean, think about it like this. It's only $9.2 billion. Think about it in the span of like, when are we going to be seeing $90 billion plus flowing into this market? Like, it's going to be a significant change in time when we do see a massive amount of institutions flowing into crypto and really adopting it, which we have been seeing lately. In fact, I just retweeted this the other day, and it was Fidelity's new 401k plans in the U.S. Basically, they said that it would be letting its participants put a slice of their retirement money into Bitcoin if their employers will allow it. Now, the funny thing about this is that, yeah, sure, it's centered around Bitcoin. In fact, I actually, my thing on it is like, whatever happens with Bitcoin is actually technically good for our altcoins until we are in a utility-driven market. I cheer on, the entire team, right? When we look around and we kind of take a look at crypto, whatever happens around Bitcoin is actually pretty good for this market right now, as we are still in a Bitcoin-dominated market. It's almost similar to like the US dollar, right? And we're like the other nations. We want to get out of a dominated US dollar market, but it's going to be hard to get to that point. But I do foresee regulations getting us to that point. But also Fidelity, just recently going back to April 21st, they launched this metaverse experience with tandem with new ETFs as well. And we're seeing a lot of adoption around not only the metaverse, but we are seeing DeFi, ETFs. I mean, there's so much happening within the institutional space, and it's something fairly significant. And, we do see down here, bank analyst at Citi recently projected the Web3 economy to reach between $8 to $13 trillion. And that is Web3 economy. Okay, I foresee, when we talk about the metaverse, DeFi, we talk about cross-border payments, everything around that, area, I foresee so much money flowing through crypto. $8 to $13 trillion by 2030. By 2030, this market's going to look so much different. But we also see in BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, $10 trillion assets under management, has launched its blockchain ETF. Again, This is something significant to really look at. Also, here's the source down here. As you guys did recently see, I also talked to you guys about BlackRock really talking about, crypto in general and really getting in, on the ground floor and launching even other. Now, I'm not logged in to read this from Bloomberg, but we did see BlackRock offering other crypto-related use cases, as well as getting in on more services for their clients, as the client demand behind crypto has been ever growing. Guys, things are looking juicy in terms of the institutional area for crypto. And all while we are seeing this, shout out to Tokenizer for this, but we do see here, this is a global asset class growing 2 times the speed of the internet. If one country pushes it away, I mean, guys, it's the US. XRP is the security, but we do see here there's another 100 plus countries that will gladly take that new influx of innovation and capital. And we have been seeing that. And it's a very significant push towards one specific use case utilizing one specific name. QNB and Ripple partner to enhance global cross-border payments. And then not only did we see this, right, but we also seen other, announcements of this. Canadian CIBC and Australia's NAB partner to use RippleNet's solution. Again, centered around cross-border payments. And we also seen this as well, going back a little bit to July of 2021. 2021 was massive for Ripple, and I foresee this year actually being so much bigger for them, especially as we do see the liquidity hub launching as well. That's going to be centered around XRP with on-demand liquidity, and I'm very excited to see that. But we do see here, Ripple launches on-demand liquidity with SBI Remit to accelerate the growth cross-border payments from Japan. Accelerate and grow cross-border payments from Japan. But when we look at this, they are also seeing tremendous potential in leveraging this type of technology, and they are not the only ones. And the significance around this market specifically is it's a $156 trillion market. And I think that a lot of people are just kind of, either ignoring that or they don't really see, Ripple positioned perfectly in that market. And honestly, from my perspective, Ripple has been building the bridges within the cross-border payment market for over a decade. So when you look at XRP and the success that XRP will have, short-term and even long-term, the long-term road for XRP, in 8 years, think about it like this. In 8 years, where will XRP be positioned at? Because in a decade, they have absolutely killed the game in terms of adoption. And I do believe that in the 8-year span that we do get to 2030, I think that as we do see regulations flowing into this market, not only regulations, but institutional investors and all of the massive partnerships that Ripple has already, made under its belt in terms of cross-border payments, I foresee XRP reaching some fairly new highs, and we're talking about some pretty big highs. We're talking about $100 plus. But we also do see here breaking Senate confirms Lael Brainerd as Fed Vice Chair, CNBC. Shout out to XRP Darren for this. So, guys, if you don't know who XRP Darren is on Twitter, definitely go check him out. He's an individual that is always posting some very in-depth overall research on XRP. Fame21 more on Twitter. Also, go check out his YouTube channel, Darren Moore Jr. Now, he uploads a ton of videos that don't get a lot of views, and I honestly don't understand why. Like, he deserves a lot more recognition for the research that he's doing. So definitely go check out his channel. He actually has less subscribers than me, which is crazy to think about because I started early on. So he's obviously getting overlooked, and the potential around his research for individuals that are in XRP, it's crazy. So definitely go check out his content right now. But here is a video from him talking about Lael Brainerd. Now, again, Ripple's XRP will be the new global reserve digital currency. Listen closely to this video and everything around it. Now, of course, we have a background behind her right here on the screen. This is the Wikipedia page. She is a member of the U.S. Federal Reserve's Board of Governors. But with this in mind, we just seen a major update within this where she will basically be the Fed Vice Chair. Now, listen closely, though.
You mentioned the speed of cross-border payments and the opaqueness of that process, and I guess it's also error-prone to some extent with SWIFT. Santander seems to be trying to approach it with a partnership with Ripple. Just curious what your thoughts are on that.
So I do think that of the use cases out there, cross-border is one of the most compelling. We know that intermediation chains cross-border are long and quite opaque, and they're slow, and they can be quite costly. So my sense is that technology with appropriate safeguards could make a material impact and likely will. And it may well be through a partnership model. I don't want to pronounce on any particular approach, but there are a variety of partnerships out there that are trying to innovate and to reduce frictions and increase transparency for those.
I love the fact that she just said, remove frictions and increase the efficiency. We're not going to be talking about a partnership. I don't want to say anything about a partnership. She didn't need to say anything because right here, as she's talking about cross-border payments, it really kind of solidifies the idea of, Ripple having a hand in the pot, which I've talked about in regards to Volante Technologies as well in terms of their Fed coin. They were actually perfectly positioned to be a partnership with the Federal Reserve, which we will address here shortly after this video.
Cross-border transactions. In my sense, I'm fairly optimistic that there are some good solutions out there that don't necessitate a global stablecoin. Well, thank you to Adam for a very kind introduction, and it's always a pleasure to be here at Peterson. There's a long history of technological advances challenging the prevailing notions of money, from the trading of coins to the use of paper currency to the electronic debiting and crediting of funds on the accounts of banks. Today, efforts by stablecoin networks such as Facebook's lead.
And she's basically talking about stablecoin networks, but she's also talking about a global reserve digital currency as well. And I'm just curious on what currency that actually would be. When we look at XRP, I foresee it being the number one choice here. And the reason why is because of the connections with the Fed already. And we're going to be jumping over to that right now. So first off, I share with you guys this article from February of 2021. Federal Reserve Payments Pilot incorporates Ripple partner Volante Technologies. Now, this is just a brief rundown. All we have to really do is read the brief rundown. So Ripple partner Volante Technologies becomes the latest fintech company to join the Federal Reserve's new instant payments pilot scheme. The service will help provide American consumers and businesses with instant payment services. This comes as Ripple Labs nears its first checkpoint in battle with the SEC. Now, the reason why I mention this and the reason why I talk about this is that they are talking about the FedNow service. This FedNow service is going to be the adoption of instant payments. Now, the interesting thing around this, okay, is that when we look at Volante Technologies, I really do believe that we should all be focusing on Volante if you are an XRP holder, because I believe that this is probably one of the most significant connections to Ripple that we have ever seen. I know that we really kind of look into a few things around, Volante or around Ripple, but nothing compares to Volante. First off, we do see down here, we're gratified by the industry's tremendous interest and willingness to devote time and energy to help us develop the FedNow service. Volante partnered with Ripple in 2015 to provide XRP settlement for its customers. The way that they were doing this is, of course, through this, Ripple processor module. The funny thing about this is that, let's kind of zoom in here, just so that we can kind of see. So here we have that direct connection. It's most likely through RippleNet because we're still seeing that bank A to bank B through this, streamlined process, which is going to be instant settlement. And we do see down here the benefits of Volpay Ripple processor module, faster and lower risk integration to the Ripple payment and settlement network, impact on existing payment applications minimized with Volante's pre-configured Ripple integration. Deployable in a range of environments interfacing with existing payment solutions in the Ripple network. support for multiple payment formats used by your organization, transformation to the Ripple payment format, management of payment flows via the Ripple Connect API. What is significant about this? Well, we look at gateway APIs through Quant, and the reason why I foresee Quant having such success in terms of the interoperability layers of course, the legacy system is because of that 3-line of code integration process through the API gateway. When we look at the API gateways here, I always looked at this as a very minimized risk for legacy systems to actually interconnect with something like this that would ultimately reshape the entire landscape of finance. But it will be something that we don't actually see. It will just be a easy plug and play, sort of connection, but it will still unlock the efficiencies that, of course, RippleNet offers with even XRP. Now, as we look at this, there's a ton of partnerships under Volante's belt, utilizing a lot of these, suits, aka the foundation, the channel, and the hub from Volpay. Volpay is significant, and we will talk more so about their solutions and their connections to the Fed right now as well, more so focusing on, again, those instant settlements. So Volante Technologies launches first unified service for FedNow and TCH RTP. Now, this goes back to March 2nd, by the way. And we do see down here, it's a global leader in cloud payments and financial messaging. Today announced that it is offering U.S. banks and financial institutions a single unified solution for the FedNow service and the TCH RTP real-time payments. Adopters of the industry-first service will be able to start their real-time payment journeys with TCH RTP immediately and seamlessly add the FedNow service when the new landscape is ready, gaining a unique advantage in the increasingly competitive U.S. payments landscape. Okay, so pretty interesting. Now, how are they going to have these real-time payments incorporated? Well, not only are they going to, have a real-time settlement sort of payment processing, sort of situation going on, but it is also ISO 222 fluent. We do see down here, Volante's ISO 222 fluent service already incorporates end-to-end processing of TCH RTP real-time payments, including value-added service messages like request for pay. All of this is, again, through a rapid, low-code integration to core and legacy payment systems. Guess what that is? That is an API gateway. When we look at the document here, this is through an API gateway, aka the Ripple Connect API. This is low-code, low-risk, and it's a minimized, again, risk of that integration. And this is all through ISO 222 Fluent Services that is offering real-time settlement. You are not getting this through anything else other than Ripple's on-demand liquidity. This is real-time settlement through on-demand liquidity. Also, we did see Volante Technologies finds US RTP connections poised to triple within the year. This goes back to August 2021. Cloud Providers Payment Modernization Survey highlights the key priorities for mid-tier banks in the U.S. This is focused on banks. This is focused not only on banks, but cross-border payments in general. As you guys do see down here, the challenges span all payment types from domestic wire, real-time, and ACH to cross-border payments. Over 140 financial institutions are already participating in the RTP network. Mid-tier banks are at the heart of the upswing in adoption as the RTP network provides them with a compelling new service for their customers and an opportunity to differentiate themselves from the peers. And they are going to be, having an access to real-time 24/7 payments and the increased operational complexity this will bring. They're preparing for this. And in fact, we do see there is a strong desire for capabilities related to digital transformation, ranging from increased automation to improved reporting and lower operating cost. Guess what? We just talked about Ripple lowering those costs in terms of operational costs by over 80%. And then we look down here. Again, real-time payments are a long-term priority. They are a priority right now. And when we look at even cross-border payments, this is going to disrupt the entire system. But also, going back to March 16th, just recently, Volante Technologies launches service to accelerate ISO 222 payments modernization. This comes at a very significant time, especially as you do see, 87% of the global high-value clearings will be ISO 222 by 2025. And we also see, a massive shift in the ISO 222 sector from not only Swift, but Target 2, CHAPS, FedWire, etc. This is going to be spanning globalization payments. So this is significant as they move into this. And again, we know Ripple is ISO 222 compliant, aka XRP. And when we talk about things happening right now through Volante, things are ramping up very, very fast. Also, I don't know if you guys remember the city connections that came out around Ripple. Yeah, going back to January of 2021, Volante extends collaboration with Citi for global ISO 222 migration. Again, understand the things that are happening behind the scenes. As everyone is getting worried about this lawsuit, as everyone is getting worried about, will XRP have a great year ahead, or is it going to be stifled again by the SEC? XRP is going nowhere, let me sell. I want you guys to understand the fundamentals that are going on behind the doors. If you invest into XRP because of the technology and because of what XRP actually provides to banks, you should be paying attention to Volante because they are a significant partner of Ripple. And I do believe that the connections are actually being built behind the scenes quietly while everyone is all focused and distracted on things like the SEC lawsuit. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.